Hey guys, welcome back to the Pursuing Excellence podcast. I'm your host Jade. I'm here today with Jacob Rambo. He's a photographer, he's a visual artist, filmmaker, does all the whole shebang there. And glad to have him on the show today to talk about how he got into that and what inspires him in this process of being in the artistic business. So Jacob, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Yeah. So first question, man, what first inspired you to get into photography and visual creation? Like what brought about that into you? Like that made you think, man, this is what I want to do.
Honestly, I wasn't too passionate about it at first, but once I started to realize I'm capturing and telling a story through my lens and my eyes or my perspective, I really enjoyed working with so many different people and being able to show my passion and creativity through their visions and ideas. And it's led me to work with a lot of renowned artists and brands. And ever since getting my first camera, which ended up being a GoPro,
Okay.
honestly,
Yeah.
I just loved capturing and documenting my life and my story. There was so many aspects about it that I didn't really realize I enjoyed so much.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's a cool thing because I feel like, art is, people think about art, the first thing they think maybe like painting or, sculpting, but art can be it's really anything creative, right? Especially photography, I consider it one of the highest forms of artistic creation because you're in essence trying to, capture different things that, in different types of ways, obviously trying to make that visual image. So, what is your process like when you're doing these things, when you're like taking these photos or whatnot? It's like, do you have a process that you go through um that you handle like when you're doing these shoots or whatever?
So my process is a little bit more unique than most. Normally, I like to hop on a consultation call with clients and kind of discuss the vision or idea behind what they want to do. And even for my own personal projects, I like to sit down and just put out my ideas. I use something called Notion, and it's a free workspace where you can take notes. Send emails, track projects, and a bunch of other stuff. But I like to share that with clients and put all of our notes, ideas in there, and then kind of create the to do list or shot list for that. And I usually like start with a mood board, find a few images from Pinterest or other ideas, maybe even soundtracks and stuff like that. But from there, I'm usually able to get an idea of what the final product would look like and kind of bring it to fruition.
Yeah, that's a really interesting method that you use because I don't know too many photographers or people like that who might be like you said. You meet with your clients beforehand. You're trying to get an idea of what like it is that they want you to or how they want you to capture. Whatever it is they might be doing. And things like that. So now, like when you say your first camera was your GoPro, right? That you that you get. I remember when those were really popular. So like, is there like do different cameras like have do they do different like jobs as far as like in the photography business? Like what would you say like the best cameras you've worked with, like, or like how is that whole business going? Finding a good camera. How important is that?
Honestly, the camera isn't really as important. Um, I will say that it's something that is important, but it
Right.
doesn't really make the image. Um, ha- Understanding your lighting and how you light a scene, we refer to it as lighting spaces, not faces.
Hmm.
Um, and that's mainly because like you can have the most professional camera. I could have a red, which is like thousands of dollars worth of just a camera body without a lens. And if I don't have a properly lit scene, then it's not going to look good. And I can definitely speak to that because I've been in plenty of nightclubs where it's like, oh yeah, this looks so amazing, but there's no light in here. These photos are coming out so blurry and grainy, or underexposed and you have to fix a lot of it in post-production. But I would really say composition of your framing and how you frame things and the lighting is what makes a good image.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Especially like because I'm into like, films and shows and stuff with like how they capture things like, with the camera angles and like you said, the lighting. I know that's very important when you're producing, different projects and stuff. So have you got the chance to like work on any like films or television things or
Yeah.
anything like that?
So my most recent project that is actually being sent off to Netflix and a few other big
Oh,
brands and things.
okay.
Right. It's a
Yeah.
documentary covering H. Rat Brown. He was wrongfully imprisoned in 2000 for a police officer that was shot, and unfortunately he passed away from his injuries. But this documentary goes through the process of interviews and testimonials from people that tell his story and why he's been wrongfully imprisoned for the last 25 years. And I was really, I didn't truly understand what the project was about. So each day I was learning more about it and I was doing research when I got home. I wasn't even sleeping. I was doing a lot of research to understand what it was we were documenting so I could capture it in the best frame and the best lighting. And stuff like that kind of inspired me because I'm telling someone's story, and truly this story itself could impact his life. He could come home and spend his remaining days with his family members and loved ones, and then it could shed light on so much hate and aggression that we have with our world currently. And I feel it's my responsibility to bring light to those actions, and I'm responsible for telling that in the best of light that I could possibly do so. But I've worked with brands like Bacardi. Um, I've worked with the Georgia Bulldogs a few times. I've worked with big artists like Cameron Marlowe, Bailey Zimmerman, Riot 10. I did an interview with him, and a few more amazing artists. And honestly, it just keeps my passion into my craft and work, and it keeps driving me forward because I'm meeting more people and I'm hearing their stories. And I feel like that's the biggest part about my craft, is telling someone's story in my own perspective or way, and documenting or capturing it in my way.
Yeah, and listen, man, that's amazing to hear you talk about that because especially how you say, you're talking about him and how you want to shed light on something that is a huge problem right now that we deal with in society. And I think through what you do, and that's probably one of the best ways to tell stories. Is like sometimes it's not always through words or through whatever, it's through just those images, like how they say, and well, this, you in photography, like a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? You hear that all the time. So like how, you know based off hearing that phrase, like how true that you believe that to be, like do you believe that's like really true?
Honestly, I feel an image could be worth a million words,
Oh,
but
million. Okay, yeah.
it could only be from what you take away from it, because we all live our own different lives, our own perspectives. We've gone through our own childhoods. Like, not every one person is the same. Everyone is different. And I feel that that's what makes it so impactful, like art. You could paint a Picasso, but a simple drawing of a tree could mean something different to someone else. Like, I'm not sure if you can see the image I have in my
Yeah.
background. This was an artist, or it was a poet that I worked with, and he wanted to capture different emotions and embody those. Like, you have your stern face, but internally you have all these different emotions that want to come out and escape. and he wanted to showcase that with this photo shoot. And I feel that's what could make an image speak louder than a million words, is like what you take away from it.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I've
like,
done so many projects like this that the art speaks for itself, and I really feel like as long as I can get in tune with my client's vision or the mood or tone that they want to portray, that I can create and craft something as impactful as this.
yeah, man, and that looks really, really cool. Like in how you said you got that one, like that straight face right on the outside, but then in the inside, like you said, that those other emotions you want to express. And I feel like that's something that we deal with a lot, like we all kind of have those inner things that we may not always express, but on the outside, we maintain this mask, right? Or this image, so to
Mm.
speak, right? In reality, we could be feeling a whole bunch of different things. And so, yeah, in arts, I feel like a great way to express that. Because,
I truly feel art is a way of self-expression. And me, I lean more towards documentary. I love telling a story in light of someone that's lived it. The first time that I tried filmmaking was 2016 Warped Tour. I wanted to document with my GoPro the perspective of what it was like to live it and go to these events and what it actually meant to people. Because, like, going to music festivals, we always think about the artist, we always think about the production, the fireworks, the drinks, partying with friends, but it's deeper than that. It's a community. It's socializing and connecting with people that are like-minded, and you never know what would happen. I've met so many people from these festivals that to this day I could still call family.
wow, that's deep. That's real deep. It makes you sit back and think like about like, what, how much we really do intrinsically look at things, or like how the experiences that we may have, what they actually, if you go a little bit deeper beyond the surface, what that actually could mean to you and the other people, and so it's like you said, you're going to these festivals, like, yes, more, yeah, everybody, yeah, the party, the drink, blah blah blah, but then, like you said, it's so much more to that. And so I definitely agree with you there, and the way you do that, and the way you, like I said, I saw your work, man. I'm like, man, this is really impressive. So what would you say was what's your favorite thing you've done? Like your favorite, photo shoot you've done, or like video, whatever I mean, know you got a lot to choose from, but just pick one. What was the thing you like doing the most?
Honestly, if I had to pick one, I think it would be photography. I feel like people lean more towards photos for self-expression and telling their story. Of course, video can do that as well, but we live in a day and age where AI has taken a big leap, and you can't tell what's real to fake. But taking portraits and stuff like that, it's almost surreal to see who a person is. And I feel like it's like looking through the lens into their eyes or their soul, in a sense, to really understand who they are and what values they have. Like a recent project that I just worked on, we did a photo shoot, another conceptual piece like this, and it's for a book that she's releasing. And she wrote, it's actually in the perspective of a journal. She wrote about it whenever she was dealing with her cancer, and it's meant to help more people going through the same thing. So I took all that in mind whenever creating the piece. So you really want to craft something that both your target audience understands and can find, what, how would you say it, something they can relate to in the piece and work. So that's why I truly lean more towards photography, but I do enjoy telling stories with film, documentaries, recaps of events. I honestly enjoy those so much because it's so nice to capture people having a blast, having a good time, meeting friends and family, loved ones. But I definitely think photography has been my favorite out of everything that I've done.
Yeah, yeah, I like photography too. Pictures I think are great. And it's those memories, right? I mean, I feel like your photos are different in the sense from a video. Like, I don't know, for me personally, it's like when I look at a photo, like if it's something of old, maybe a trip or somewhere, or like just a photo with a friend or family member. It's like it for some reason. It's like looking back at that, it's like, man, that can incite so many different memories, fun memories, and things that I just without do, having to do much, but it's just you're looking at that frame, that picture, and it can just like I said, incite so many different things. So
And
yeah.
think about it. We come so far in such a short amount of time with digital photography, cell phones. I grew up when cell phones weren't necessarily a thing. It was like you had to call the house phone to get in touch with who you wanted to talk to.
Right.
So I always think about that whenever I take a photo because it's like, is this something you would put on your mantle at home, or would you frame this as a loved one or something? And
Right.
I've always enjoyed doing weddings so much because you're documenting one of the most precious moments of someone's life and time.
Yeah, yeah. I'd imagine weddings are such a very beautiful experience. Not just for the bride and groom, but just for everybody there in attendance. Because it's a once in a life, well, not once in a lifetime thing, but like it's because people can get married more than one. But you know what I mean? Like it's that first time, man. It's just special, right? So it's like, and if you're capturing that as a photographer, man, I can only imagine like just the scenery and just like how cool that would be for you. So yeah, that's really cool, man. And I guess kind of wrap up here, but how would you say? Because I know this is you are in a field where a lot of people are doing what you do. It's a very like active and a competitive business. So how would you say like you're able to market yourself out and stand yourself out in a competitive field such as this?
Honestly, when it comes to marketing yourself in a competitive field like this, it really boils down to who you know and the experience that you give them. And a lot of my work may come from referrals or people that I've seen my work with people that they know and they want to create something similar or completely different and sometimes. So I really believe when it comes to working in this competitive field, it's the experience you give your clients and making sure their satisfaction comes first because you never know if they're going to continue to keep working with you. They might even recommend you to someone else. I've worked on sets that I've done for free and it's led to the documentary. um, I've been on sets that ended up leading me to interview big and renowned artists that I couldn't have even contacted if I wanted to because of what level they're on, and I'm over here just a no name in Atlanta. But I really believe it's how you portray yourself and what you put into your work, and your work speaks for itself. Now, there's plenty of people that might not like my style, but that is not meant for everyone. I'm unique in my own way, and people that are like minded or like my work will reach out to me, and that's usually how I do it. But I really believe that it's the client experience that has gotten me the most of my work, and doing free consultation calls with people. Like, I truly care about my client's life. What's going on, how are they doing? If you got a hurt back here, I can recommend you a few things to help take care of yourself. It's
Right.
human, treating them like they're not just a piggy bank to fund your bills and everything. It's being compassionate and caring about who they truly are and wanting to help them beyond what the project was, not necessarily just seeing them as an object to pay your bills.
That's real, bro. That's real. Like I feel that. Like that's so real. And that shows like the type of person you are, the type of character that you have, and and that, man, I mean, will go a long way, as you probably, as you have experienced, up to this point. So, I would just say, man, yeah, keep being that, man, like that real genuine person. And, like, and because, yeah, when you make people feel like they're, you know, like they are cared about, and that they, that you, like you said, aren't just using for a cash cow, then yeah, I mean, that'll go a long way, and they'll, like you said, refer you wherever. So yeah, that's what's up, man. Um, but dude, listen, Jacob, thank you for your time today, man, on the podcast. We appreciated you. Had a blast talking with you, man, and learning some more things about this field of work that I didn't know before, that you just taught to me over here while we were talking. So I appreciate you, man, your time, and yeah, man, like I said, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Honestly, like I checked out the page. I love what you're doing. I'm really excited to see where it grows and goes into. Honestly, I think what you're doing is really dope, and I feel like you got a great personality about yourself, and that speaks a lot because a lot of people don't bring their personality into their work, but the way you do, I love it so much, and I appreciate you for having me on here and give me the chance and opportunity to shed a little light on what I do and what I'm about.
Yeah, man, that's what we gotta do. We gotta look out for each other out here, man, in this world. We gotta support each other, and we gotta, just create opportunities for one another when we're able to. And so that's like I said, I want to get you on, man, and help spread more light on your work, because it's really awesome work that you do. And you said you're in Atlanta, right? So like yeah, tell the viewers, man, what you got going on. If they need any business, tell them what you got.
So I live close to Atlanta. I won't say in Atlanta, but
Okay, okay, close,
I'm
right, right,
close
yeah.
to Atlanta. I do photography, conceptual art, photography, documentaries, music videos, movies, weddings. Honestly, if it involves a camera, I've probably done it, or at least would like to experience it and be a part of it. I work with a couple collaborations called Lighthouse ATL. It's a content-based event where each month on the first, we host a photography and networking event for people to come out, meet one another, enjoy themselves, have a good time. I'm actually now working a part of the content playground. This is kind of hush hush right now, but we are releasing some big stuff soon. Partnered with a few brands and some big promoters, very big promoters. Um, yeah, and I just recently have created the first ever mobile drop mic where I can attach my microphone to any vehicle that has a headrest and do a drop mic edition music video in any vehicle. So that's something I'm really proud. I just finished
Okay.
building it, recorded like 3 artists in one day. I did 6 songs in 3 hours, man. I'm so excited about this. So if there's any artists or anybody that wants to do an interview or anything on the go, let me know. I'll pick you up. I'll take you to your show. We can do a song on the way and an interview. But yeah, I really appreciate this opportunity to shed a little light on myself and my work. I appreciate you so much, man.
Oh, dude, it's no problem, man. Like I said, it's like I said, we got to look out for each other out here, man. In this world, especially now. So, and like I said, I just want to have you on, have you talk about that. But yeah, make sure you guys check out his work. Tell them where they can find you on Instagram or socials, wherever. Where can they find you at?
So you can find me on Instagram at shotsby.rambo. Same for Facebook and TikTok and YouTube as well. Currently trying to rebrand my website and add a few more things on there. So don't look up my website just yet. It's coming. It was already out, but I wanted to improve it. I wanted to make it more my aesthetic and my style. But if anybody's looking to collaborate, follow me. Please reach out. Even if you need consultation or just some advice, contact me. I have no issue talking to anyone about their work or their ideas and potentially even bringing it to fruition. But yeah.
Yeah, man, real deal. So y'all check him out and go support him. And thank you for watching here on Pursuing Excellence. We'll definitely have Jacob back on in the future for sure, especially when he gets all those things going on that he's talking about. So I would love to talk to him again when that gets kickstarted. So I'll definitely be in touch with you, man. But yeah, that wraps up here for the podcast today. And we appreciate your time, man.